So this is the Vape Pen 22 from Smok. I've got the Rainbow Edition here, and it comes in at a very reasonable price of £12. So let's take a look at what comes in the box, what you get for your money, and then we'll come back up top, have a vape, and talk about all the pros and cons on this device. So here it is. This is the Smok Vape Pen 22. Comes in a nice orange box and shows the colour of the mod on the front. And you've got all your details on the back there showing what is in the box and a brief introduction about it. This is obviously got legal disclaimer and so on it. Let's just open the box up. Just flip the top there and open the lid up. And it just pops open like that. And then you've got a black sort of foam insert there which contains all the bits and pieces, so we'll just pop that out. And you get two bits of paperwork with this. You get your QA card, although it is actually on paper, so it's not very thick, but that's just your quality control, and you can see it passed the QA there. And then you get your user guide, which is just a fold out user manual, just all the usual stuff, instructions on how to use it, how to fill it. And it's double-sided, so you got two sides of info there and going through how to install. Now in the tray here you will note that you get a USB cable, you get two coils, you get the actual device itself. Let's pop that out and take a look. So it's got the nice rainbow finish on it for this one, it says Smok at the bottom. It's also got an air hole at the bottom for battery venting, and it says Vape Pen 22 at the bottom there. You've got your power button there, you've also got one side airflow there, your USB port for charging, a little LED indicator to tell you when it is charging, and airflow on the other side. You got your insert there, that's where your coil's going to screw in, and your power button. 5 clicks to turn on, it flashes. It's not going to fire because there's nothing connected at the moment, and another 5 clicks to turn off. Okay, standard stuff, and it's not firing because it's obviously not turned on at the moment. Also in here we get a vape ring, that's to go over your glass. I don't tend to use these. You've got your glass section of your tank. Your tank is part of the unit here. And then you get your top cap as well. So pop that out and you'll see it's a kind of black plasticky drip tip that's on there, and a screw port with an O-ring there, so it actually screws direct into the coil. Now I have used both of these coils already, so these are not fresh coils, but we're going to treat it as a fresh coil here. So we'll just get our juice. For this one I'm using Graham's Custard from Nova Vapes. There is a review on the channel for that juice if you want to pop over and take a look. Now with any of these sub-ohm tanks you want to prime your coil up, so the way you do this is just a bit of juice onto each of the vents there where the cotton is showing, just a little drip of juice just so it'll soak in. And then you want to put a drip inside the coil as well, just around where the cotton is, not too much or it will leak out the air holes. So you then take your mod and you just screw it in. You want to screw it in nice and tight, make sure it's in there tightly. There it is, just nice and tight. And then you take your glass section and that's just going to pop on. There's no screw for the glass, it's just being held there by the O-ring, the orange O-ring, you can see that, and that's in nice and tight. So once the glass is all tight in there, it's snug on the O-ring, you want to fill it up with juice. So filling it up here, you want to fill down the side of the coil. You don't want to put it inside the coil, otherwise it will come straight out of the air holes. So just fill around the side there. You will note on the top of the coil there's a white O-ring there. That's where you want to fill up to. You don't want to fill above that or it will cause leakage when you put the top cap on. Juice I'm using here is Graham's Custard from Nova Vapes. There is a review on the channel for this e-juice. So once it's filled, get your top cap, just screw it in. It screws directly onto the top of the coil, and there's an O-ring to link it up with the tank. So it's all in there tight. You want to make it nice and tight, and then turn it on, and it will fire up. So now that's all good to go. Let's go up top and take a vape. So there we go, that's all loaded up with one of my favourite juices at the moment, the Graham's Custard there, and she's vaping away lovely. So let's talk specifications on this. So it's a 1650 milliamp hour battery in there, so it's not a massive battery life on this. She comes in at 22 millimeters in diameter, hence the name 22, and she's 111 millimeters in height, so it's not a big one at all. It fits nicely in the hand there. I've got quite big hands and she fits very nicely in there. It says it's got a 510 connector, but it's a built-in tank, so I'm not sure what they're talking about there. But it does vape very well. And you've got the USB port there for the charging on the back, and it does. There is a little LED indicator that you saw in the close-up that lights up when you plug it into charge. It glows red and it goes off when it's fully charged. You've got your 5-click lock or on-off, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Flashes 3 times and that's it off. It won't vape now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Flashes 3 times again, and now it's good to go. Now the coils that come with this, they are 0.3 ohm coils that come. You get 2 of them with the kit, as you saw in the download. There are other coils available for this. There is a mesh coil available, so you can get a mesh coil for this kit. You can also get one of the new strip coils that Smok are doing. They're just releasing these. These are strip coils. I've not tried one yet. But those are both 0.15 ohm, I believe, so you're going to get more production from those. But keep in mind, you've got a very small battery in this, so if you are going to use one of those lower ohm coils, your battery life's going to suffer for that. When we're talking about battery life, I've effectively, the way I've found to do this is you've got 2 ml tank on here, and you vape an entire tank, and that's pretty much your battery life. That's how it goes. That's from usage. That's what I've found in using this, is pretty much one full charge battery will last 1 full tank. So if you've seen that your tank's starting to get low, that you want to be getting near a charge. So it's not a massive battery life, but then look at the size of the device. Price point on this, now I picked this one up for £12. I got it on eBay. It was from a seller on eBay. It's brand new, fresh out of the box, had never been used, and for only £12. I've seen different prices on Amazon, on eBay, on other selling sites, all below £15. It's not an expensive device, and it does come with everything to keep you going. Got the 2 coils in there. I ran the first coil for nearly 2 weeks, had no problems with it, and it probably get another week or so out of that coil. I just felt the flavor was starting to diminish, so I changed the coil over to the new one. But I could probably get more life out of that coil if I clean it up a bit. So life-wise on the coils, you're probably looking about 2-3 weeks on them. So obviously that's dependent on the juice that you're using and how much you are vaping with it. So there are different color variants available as well. You can get stainless steel, you can get gold, you can get all your different colors, and rainbow. I quite like the rainbow. I like the rainbow effect on that. And the prices do vary as well by the colors. I was surprised that I managed to get a rainbow at the cheapest price. Normally it's the rainbows the more expensive, but I did get a good deal on this. But like I say, it's available on plenty of different places. So let's have a little vape, and then we'll come back and talk about the pros and cons on this. So let's talk about the pros. So the first pro is definitely the price on this. So I got this for £12 from a retailer on eBay. There are other retailers that have it on eBay as well for about the same price. There's also Amazon that have it for about the same price. And you can also get it from online vape shops and brick and mortar vape shops, all for the same sort of price there. It comes in different colors. It's available in obviously the rainbow that I've got. You can also get gold, red, blue, stainless steel, and black. So it's got all of those. So loads of different options there for the colors, and the price point is pretty much the same across the board. It's also got some built-in protections which are really good. So you've got an 8-second cutoff. So there I am, I'm holding the button, it's vaping away, and after 8 seconds what will happen is it will cut out, and then the light will flash there. There we go. So that's an 8-second cutoff. You've got a low voltage protection, so when the battery's getting low it won't fire. You've got a low resistance protection as well, so when the coil starts to go it won't fire. So it's got those protections built in for your safety, which is always a good sign. So that's good as well. Another pro is that cloud production. Now when I got this, I was not expecting that in the slightest. I did not expect to be able to chuck clouds with this thing. I thought it was going to be a mouth-to-lung device. It was just going to be a little stealth vape like that. I did not expect to be getting cloud chucking from this. This is a sub-ohm device after all. It is a 0.3 ohm coil that you get, and it can chuck the clouds. You can see it there. It is good at doing that, and the airflow on it allows for that. It's got some nice good airflow on it. It's nice open airflow. It's a very open draw that you get on it, and because of that you can do the direct lung and you can do the big clouds. And that is definitely a pro in my book. Now, in addition, I have tried this with different levels of e-juice in it. Now, you see me fill it up there. I've got 0.3 in there. That's my usual. I like the 3 milligram nicotine. That's what I usually vape at. But I do have some higher nicotine e-juice for testing out mouth to lung devices. So I tried it in this to give it a go. Tried some 6 milligrams, tried some 12 milligram, and it works fine with them. But because of the sub-ohm and the cloud chuck, I prefer using a 3 milligram e-juice in this myself. That's just a personal preference. But it's nice to know that you can use those other e-juices in here without it gunking up or clogging it up at all. So that all works well. So that's another pro for it. So overall, it's pretty good. It fits in the palm of the hand really nice as well. So there you go. I've got quite big hands, but I'm pretty much closing over the entire device. It's really light. It's really easy to carry around. You've got your five press lock as well, or on off. There we go, and it won't fire. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we're back on. So it fits nice and easy. You can stick it in your shirt pocket, you can stick it in your pocket there and carry it around. It's a nice, small, easy device. Now it does have a few cons. And those cons are, they're not major. They're not anything sort of massive that's wrong with it. One of the cons that I find, which is completely subjective, is the airflow. Now, it is a bit loud. It is a bit loud with the airflow, and the airflow is not adjustable. And because of that, you can't sort of close it down at all. I do find it just that little bit too airy. That's just a personal choice. And I would like the option to be able to close it down, even just a fraction, just to tighten it up a little bit and get a slightly denser draw off it. But as it is, the airflow is pretty good for it. If it's going to be set as an airflow, that it's absolutely fine. The other subjective con I've got to this is the battery life. Now, it's only a 1650 milliamp hour battery, so the battery life is always going to be a problem with this type of device. It's not a massive battery in there, so it is subjective. It's all down to how much you're vaping and what you're vaping as to how much life you're going to get out of the battery. As a rule of thumb, what I've found is pretty much a full tank of e-juice will use the battery life. So 1 tank, 1 battery life. So if you find that you're getting near the bottom of your juice on this, the time to plug in and charge it up. It doesn't take long to charge though. I've charged it from completely dead to full within an hour, so it doesn't take long to charge, which is another pro, but it doesn't last long. So if I was to be going out all day and take this as my only vape, I would need to take a battery bank with me because it will not last me all day, but that's just down to the amount I vape. So I tend to carry a battery bank or a different device with me as well. But at £12 you can always pick up 2 of these. They're not that expensive. They are a good little device. So overall, despite those small cons, overall this is a really good device. I'm really impressed by it. It's a lot better than I ever thought it was going to be. I thought it was going to be just a cheap little pen. It was going to be mouth to lung and be rubbish, but it can chuck clouds, it delivers the flavor, and it is a really good device. So that's it for the Vape Pen 22 from Smok. Really good little device. I'm going to throw a link in the description to Smok's website where you can go check that out. It's got all the specs on there. It's got different colors so you can have a look at it. It's got a description on those new coils as well. So you can go have a look at that. I'm not going to put any links in where you can buy this because there are just too many places you can get this for a good price. Recommend going to eBay or Amazon if you want it delivered to home. Definitely got it on there for good prices. But that pretty much wraps it up for this review. If you like this review, please hit that like button and feel free to subscribe to my channel. I do vape reviews like this. I do e-juice reviews. I do previews on upcoming devices as they're coming. I also do vape news, vape tips, and I do a vlog. So there's loads of content over there on the channel. Go check it out. Feel free to follow me on Twitter. It's at OnePurpleMongoose. I put out links there when I put up new videos and put up some other stuff as well, so feel free to go over there. You can always reach out to me on there as well. There is a Patreon as well. I've got a Patreon running. It's www.patreon.com/purplemongoose. Jump on over there. Video over there describing the whole thing. What happens, there is a reward scheme in place where you can win devices, including one of these. There's going to be one of these coming up for grabs soon. So feel free to jump over there, check that out. And that's pretty much it for this video. So, as ever, vape on.